So yeah, Andrew Cuomo is in serious trouble right now. He's actually getting kind of doubled up right now because he's in the midst of an investigation now about sexual harassment claims, but I believe he's also being investigated for the nursing home scandal during the COVID time, where I guess he was like undercounting what was going on and he was filling up the nursing homes with old people. So the walls are kind of closing in on him. Um, but what's going on is actually possibly even crazier now. And so basically, what's going on is there have been two women who have come forward with sexual harassment claims against Governor Andrew Cuomo. And the Attorney General, Letitia James, she wants to do an independent investigation into Andrew Cuomo, the allegations made against Cuomo. And so essentially, what Cuomo is trying to do is he's trying to give the investigation to one of his allies, somebody he appointed. But the attorney general is basically saying, no, I have the power to do this. And what's really bizarre is the governor has to give a referral to allow an independent investigation into him, which is very weird. It says New York Governor Andrew Cuomo changed course on Sunday, asked the New York Attorney General and the Chief Judge of the State Court of Appeals to jointly select an independent attorney to conduct, quote, a thorough review of sexual harassment claims against him. The Democratic governor's office had initially selected former federal judge Barbara Jones to investigate claims of sexual harassment made against the governor by two female former aides, but the choice met swift backlash, including from several high-profile Democrats in the state, such as Bill de Blasio, a longtime adversary of Cuomo, who stressed the importance of someone other than the governor choosing an independent person to lead the effort. It says Cuomo would now ask New York Attorney General Letitia James and Chief Justice Jeanette DeFiore to choose, quote, an independent and qualified lawyer in private practice without political affiliation to conduct a, quote, thorough review and issue a report on the matter in an effort to avoid even the perception of a lack of independence or inference of politics. Beth Garvey, special counsel and senior advisor to the governor, said in a statement Sunday. The governor's office wants a review of sexual harassment claims made against the governor to be done in a manner beyond reproach, Garvey said, adding that Cuomo's office will cooperate fully with the investigation. James issued two statements Sunday emphasizing the conditions under which her office could conduct an independent probe. Quote, to clarify, I do not accept the governor's proposal. The state's executive law clearly gives my office the authority to investigate this matter once the governor provides a referral. While I have a deep respect for Chief Judge DeFiore, I am the duly elected Attorney General, and it is my responsibility to carry out this task per executive law. The governor must provide this referral so an independent investigation with subpoena power can be conducted. So essentially what's going on here is originally it was even more insane because Cuomo was basically trying to pick the person who would investigate him. So he was appointing one of the people who he had appointed and was his buddy. It's a very classic trick, by the way, in the book of corruption, is to pick the people who investigate you, right? If you pick someone who's investigating you, you get to determine the investigation, which is crazy that he actually thought that he could get away with this. And big shout out to the Attorney General Letitia James, because she's not backing down. She's actually putting her foot down and saying, no, fuck you, Cuomo. This is what the law says. This is what I'm going to go through. Another thing that's really bizarre is the idea that the Attorney General even needs a referral for this investigation. What kind of sick, disgusting, corrupted system is it where the governor has to give a referral to an investigation into himself? What? And that just goes to show you how corrupt New York politics is, man. You know, just because it's Democratic doesn't really mean anything. It's incredibly corrupt. It's disgusting. It's been since the William Boss Tweed days. It's absolutely insane. But so now what he's trying to do is he's trying to continue to be in the middle ground phase. He wants Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York, and then a different former federal judge to pick a private practicing attorney who could, quote-unquote, independently do the investigation into him. So it would be very easy for him to... And I think the former federal judge actually has the veto power over the choice that, Letitia James could make, the Attorney General. So Basically he's just trying to pick the person who's going to investigate into him. And a lot of times, these kinds of allegations can end up being, tough to prove or tough to disprove. But he made this situation far, far worse because his supporters could have just said it didn't happen, it was bogus. But now, this is a very Trumpian Russia probe type of thing, where you make the situation a lot worse by your actions, in which you're essentially acting like a dictator, pretty much. Like, I'm going to pick the person who investigates me. What? That is insane, and you just drew way more attention to yourself, and you just fucked yourself over way, way harder. So, Andrew Cuomo is in serious trouble here, guys. The walls are closing in on this guy because you've got these sexual harassment claims. Now you've got the dictatorial actions that he's attempted to do by picking the people who are going to investigate him. There's a separate investigation going on with the nursing home scandal, which is very, very serious, by the way. And the top Democrats are now calling him out. Kirsten Gillibrand, AOC, Bill de Blasio. These are like the biggest politicians in the state of New York. And that's when somebody has to resign and when they lose, is when their Democratic colleagues, especially from the same geographic area, once they come at you, it's a wrap. So Al Franken was done when the Democrats in the Senate forced him to resign. So Cuomo may actually be on his way out. I hope that there's a lot of change with, like I said, the referral system. The idea of needing a referral from the governor to investigate the governor is laughably insane. Hopefully they change that system, and hopefully they start to really snatch the corruption from the jaws of New York, because the New York political system is so disgustingly corrupt, it's actually unbelievable. But I think Cuomo is probably done soon. Maybe a year max is what he has left. But there's just too much controversy around him. And once you see those politicians turning on him, it's a wrap. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens. But I really don't see him being able to last all that long with all of this stuff that's going on with Andrew Cuomo right now.